For the first time ever in the history of the United States, a former U.S. president is going to be criminally indicted. Welcome back to Passionate Take. Before I tell you which former United States president is going to be criminally indicted, make sure you smash the subscribe button. Also, click the bell notification so every time I upload new content, you are notified. President Donald J. Trump is going to be criminally indicted next week in Manhattan. The grand jury and Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg is going to charge the former president. Now, as you know, President Trump is going to run for president in 2024. Recently, he was at a campaign rally in Waco, Texas. Thousands of supporters came out in support of President Trump. He was at home. He was in the great state of Texas, his old stomping grounds. A lot of people there support the former president. Also, Donald Trump knows that there are multiple investigations that are going on right now. And President Trump, in that campaign rally, he mentioned how this case, specifically the case in Manhattan dealing with Alvin Bragg, that last Tuesday, he went on Truth Social and he mentioned that he was going to be arrested and urged his supporters to protest and take our country back. President Trump, like I mentioned, is a president that a lot of people gravitate to. Whenever he would show up for any cities or any cities that he go through all across the United States, people would wait in line days before the president would be arriving, and they would anticipate, they would cheer for him, and they would wait for him, anxiously wait for the former president. But now that the president of the United States is going to be formally charged next week in Manhattan, just to give you perspective on this, in the history of the United States, 246 years, there has been 46 presidents. President Trump is the 45th president. No time in the history of the United States has there ever been a former president that is going to be criminally indicted. This is significant. This is something that the liberal media and the Democrat have been wanting to happen to Donald Trump. Ever since, I can remember, ever since Donald Trump and Melania Trump came down the escalator when he announced he was going to run for president in 2016, he really wanted to ensure that the United States get back on the right track. Make America great again. Do you remember that slogan? Donald Trump meant it. And as you are watching my channel, you know that on my introduction show, I mentioned that I want to give you the information. We are going to talk about it. But specifically, when Donald Trump ran for president, I know he teased earlier years or in previous decades that he was going to run for president. But in 2016, when he finally submitted the paperwork and run to be president because he believed our country was going on the path that was not going to lead to success, that was not going to lead to prosperity for our children and grandchildren. And he wanted to ensure that the United States get back on the right track. So he ran for president of the forgotten American. He wanted to make sure that the people that are considered non-elite, have their voice heard in government, and that government actually support them in whatever they do. Whether that is corporate America, whether that's owning a small business, whether that is farmer, whether that is a truck driver. He wanted to make sure these people have a voice in government. And he won the 2016 election over Hillary Clinton. Now we know Hillary Clinton has a lot of baggage, has a lot of skeleton in her closet. Today's show will not be devoted to Hillary Clinton. I think you know a lot about her and how the situation she handled in Benghazi, the 33,000 deleted emails that was subpoenaed by Congress. She used BleachBit. Also small hammers to destroy her SIM card, her cell phone. So we know the situation and there's everything that's going on with Hillary Clinton, yet she was never charged for any of these crimes. But the President of the United States, more specifically Donald Trump, is going to be charged next week. There are reports that there are 30 counts, over 30 counts, that they are going to charge the former president. I just want you to think about that for a second. Here's an individual in Donald Trump who was a success on television, on The Apprentice. He left that show. They want to negotiate a deal with him so he can continue doing that show. I viewed that show several times. It's very interesting. It's good how these musicians, actor, actress, all these people come together, and whichever sides win, they would use that money and donate it to a charity. We can't have enough of those people that are willing to give to different organizations that help people in need. And Donald Trump was a smash hit on that show. When he ran for president, he wanted America to get back to prosperity. He wanted us to get back to respecting one another. Also, put God in everything that we do. Okay? If you look at our money, it says on there specifically, in God we trust. That's not just a catchy slogan. Oftentimes, I think most of the everyday things that we go through, whether it's being at home, going to work, talking with our family, helping our kids doing things, and we often put religion and God in the back burner. But it's very important. Now, while you're tuning in my show, it doesn't matter what faith you believe in. I have my own belief. But it's to say that we need to be mindful that there are greater beings. We are here for a specific reason. We are here, we grow up, we get educated, we help society, we create businesses, we go into work in corporations, in education, in law, any of these things to help society become a better place. We want to become positive contributors to society. And that's what Donald Trump was trying to do. But it seems like before he entered the presidency, he ran for president in 2016, the media was on his side. Chuck Schumer, senator from New York, was on his side. He attended Hillary and Bill Clinton's daughter's wedding, Chelsea Clinton. And yet now, the media is turning against him. Okay? They run all these news stories that are filled with untruth, lies, blatant lies, things that they cannot verify, and they claim this is the president. This is what the president is thinking. You have to understand, when he was in a private citizen, he did what was best for his company and his stockholder. We understand that. If you're watching my channel right now and you have a small business, you understand that you have people that wants you to do what's best for them. Make sure you allocate their money in the best way that they will make a profit. And that's what Donald Trump did. But when he ran for president, he did not want other foreign countries take advantage of us again. Country like China, country like Russia, to take advantage of us. And that's what he did. And now he's going to be charged next week with over 30 counts of something that happened in 2016. Okay? Of the 4 cases that the federal government is looking in at Donald Trump as he seeks to a bid to return to the White House, the hush money payment in Manhattan, which he's going to be charged of next week, the overturn of the election the presidential election 2020, pressuring Georgia official, especially Brad Raffensperger, also taking classified documents back to Mar-a-Lago. By the way, Joe Biden also has classified documents in Delaware. The way he says it's in the garage that's locked. We don't know that. Okay? The toughest question the media asked Joe Biden, what flavor is your ice cream? What kind of ice cream do you get? That is the President of the United States. In contrast to Donald Trump, where he's worried constantly about being indicted by the federal government. And also, there's a case against Donald Trump with what happened on January 6th. So you see all this investigation with President Trump, and you have to sometimes stand back and look a bit and see the things that he helped the United States accomplish along with Vice President Mike Pence. The economy was booming. We were energy independent for the first time in 75 years. Okay? Foreign countries started to respect us again. Okay? NATO, people were actually contributing instead of the United States paying for everything. Okay? Illegal immigration was down. Okay? So all these things, crime rate in the United States was down because Donald Trump stands with law enforcement. Okay? So now that you see this Manhattan DA, Alvin Bragg, and what he is doing, just to give you an idea of the defense district attorney Alvin Bragg, if you don't know any history about him, he is backed by George Soros. And when he ran to be the DA, he said he is going to do everything in his power to charge the former president, President Trump. Think about that. So now that they get what they want, how is this not politicized? But I have to tell you, President Trump is still running in 2024, the presidential election. There's a recent poll that came out in Fox News that showed President Trump up by over his closest rival, which is Ron DeSantis, who hasn't officially announced he's going to run for president. He is up by 30 points. Do you find the timing of this coincidence? I don't. They are going to charge the former president next week in Manhattan. We're going to definitely talk more about this story. We're going to see how they handle this. President Trump next week is going to be arraigned. He's going to be fingerprinted. They're going to take a mugshot of Donald Trump. But I just see everyday Americans, we care about how we put food on the table, how to keep a home to protect our children. We care about inflation. We care that you lower crime rate. What Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg, just think about this. People that are rapists, drug dealers, crimes that are felony, he downgraded to a misdemeanor. And yet, he's going after President Trump, 7 years after the fact. And their main witness, and you get a laugh out of this, their main witness is Michael Cohen. What we know about Michael Cohen is this: he committed tax fraud, he perjured himself numerous times before Congress, he went to prison. And now, Michael Cohen is their star witness. Our society got to wake up. This is, now you will say, witnesses sometimes have credibility problems. No one witness is absolutely perfect. And I agree with you on that point. But if your star witness has the background, has the baggage that one Michael Cohen does, your case is very flimsy at best. And so as you see the news media, all these major news networks, the mainstream media, that seems to always be working against the former president, against Donald Trump. They are joyful. They see this as finally, they keep saying this, no man is above the law. I agree. in the same token, no man is beneath the law. And I'm glad to see Florida Governor Ron DeSantis came out this say this is un-American. This is weaponization of our legal system. Okay? Lindsey Graham was also very adamant about how this situation has played out. He is very upset. If you notice, Lindsey Graham is one of President Trump's staunchest supporters in the Senate from South Carolina. Also, his colleague, Senator Tim Scott, who may also run for president in 2024, is also very upset about this. Former governor of South Carolina, since we are sticking in that state, Nikki Haley, who is running for president, understand that this is politicized. They don't care what America think, the majority of Americans think. They are going to get Donald Trump. They are going to indict him. There was no other solution. They didn't want to do anything else. When he said he was going to be charged and he wasn't that Tuesday, he wasn't going to be arrested, they thought the case might fall apart. It didn't fall apart. They just needed more time. The grand jury did. And at least 12 people came to, yes, we have the votes to indict the former president. Okay? Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin, he also come out and says, this is un-American. We cannot do this. We cannot weaponize the legal system. And I ask you this. If what Donald Trump did in 2016, Michael Cohen paid $130,000 to Stormy Daniels, and that was considered a campaign finance violation, why did the Department of Justice, the DOJ, or the Federal Elections Commission, why did they not charge the former president? Okay. This case has a bunch of things that are not going to be able to withstand in court. And I just want to mention it to you again. I don't know is all the evidence that has been submitted to the grand jury and Manhattan DA Bragg. However, one of the star witness, Michael Cohen, is going to be the center of this case. And there is no reason, absolutely no reason to trust anything that come out the mouth of Michael Cohen. I know these news networks like to put him on. Maybe thinks they can get some views because of his hatred for Donald Trump, who used to be his former boss. But there's no reason to trust anything that comes out the mouth of Michael Cohen. Okay? What I think today, when they charged the former president, in the history of the United States, 246 years, 46th president, no president has ever been charged, especially criminally charged. That makes this today, and I think a lot of Americans feel great sadness that it has become to this. You tell me what you think about this issue. And let me tell you something else. Donald Trump, this is going to galvanize his supporters even more. They are going to support him. Like I said, Donald Trump, when he run in the primary, he has about 35 to 40% of the GOP vote. These people are staunch Trump supporters. They know he's being targeted, and now he's going to be criminally indicted. So you know they're going to support him. They're going to stand with the president. And I will keep bringing you these news. I want to talk about it with you. Make sure you share comments, what your thoughts are now that the grand jury and Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg is going to criminally indict the former president next week. What are your thoughts on this issue? Is this what we want for future generations? Is this how we want to handle, especially since we have two parties in our country, conservative, Republican, liberal, Democrat? Is this the lesson we want to teach to our children and grandchildren? Let me know what your thoughts are. Thank you for staying up to this part of the show. Make sure you smash the subscribe button. You click the bell notification So every time I upload new content, you are notified. Also, tell your family, friends, neighbors, loved ones, your acquaintances, spread the word. Passionate Take, always 100% honest, unbiased, give you the honest truth so that you, the American people, and people that watch around the world, you can make the decision on how they treat leaders in the United States. Also, give this video a thumbs up. Remember, smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.